Hello friends, this is Raman Gill with your daily Forex market analysis for May 19th, 2016. We'll start by taking a look at the news that is scheduled for tomorrow. Before we get into that, just a quick note on FOMC monetary policy meeting minutes that came out at 2 p.m. this afternoon. The meeting minutes had a hawkish tone to them. So basically, some of the voting members on the committee were interested in raising interest rates in June, which is very bullish for the US dollar. However, they're wanting to see growth for the second quarter. They're also looking at employment situation in the US and then finally at the inflation numbers that will be coming out. Data that comes out for the US from here on out will become very important. So market is now starting to price in a potential interest rate hike in June. However, I think the Fed is more likely to hike the interest rates either in July or further into September. However, now that the FOMC monetary policy meeting minutes have more of a hawkish tone to them, this will be positive for the US dollar. So tomorrow we start the day off with retail sales out of the UK at 4:30 a.m. Eastern, and then another very important piece of data that's coming out is ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. So just like the FOMC monetary policy meeting minutes, this is very important news here as well, and the market will be paying attention to what the ECB's monetary policy outlook is. Last time this had a hawkish tone to it, which had pushed the euro up about 500 pips. So we have to be very careful when trading tomorrow. So if you have any trades around this time, I would suggest being very careful with it and maybe not having any trades on at the time this comes out. Going into the New York session, we have Philly Fed Manufacturing Index and unemployment claims for the US dollar at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and then we have FOMC member Fisher and then FOMC member Dudley speaking. Now that we have just seen FOMC meeting minutes come out, market will be paying extra attention to what these members are saying, because they'll be looking for clues as to when the interest rate hikes will actually come. So what they say will become important for tomorrow here. Let's move on to the chart here. I'm looking at Euro US dollar daily chart. Based on the daily candle close here, this is very bearish for Euro, and we'll be looking for another day to the downside tomorrow. However, before that, we may see a pullback into this level here, 1250 area, potentially before the price may turn. So we will watch out for that. Again, there's the 7:30 news coming out for ECB, so we have to be mindful of that. Be careful when you're trading euro tomorrow. However, we are bearish on euro for tomorrow. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, so we are looking for a potential pullback into this pivot point 1250 right into here, or even slightly higher into this 1257 area. So that will be a potential pullback level for a further move to the downside. However, if the price starts trading above this level, we're looking for a move back into this 1280 area and even into this 1300 area potentially if that happens. Again, it will depend on what kind of tone the ECB meeting accounts have. Looking at the pound here, pound was very bullish today, and as we can see here, closed very bullish as well. So based on the daily close, we'll be looking for another bullish move to the upside here. With the pound, the difference was that we saw positive data come out in the morning, and also to top that off, the poll that came out looking at how many people actually wanted to stay in the Eurozone compared to the people who wanted to leave, the percentage was a lot higher for people wanting to stay within the Eurozone. And because of that, the sentiment has turned positive for the British pound. And that's why we see that this disparity between British pound and some of the other dollar crosses. So based on the daily close, which is bullish, we will expect another bullish day because this sentiment may play out further here for the British pound. However, before it pulls back up, we may see a pullback either into this level right here, which is 45.70, or we may see it pull back further lower into 45.43 area here, or even into this 45.20 area. So those are some of the levels that we'll be watching for. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, the first target here is 45.70 here. This was the previous support and resistance. And then further, we are looking at 45.22, which is this support and resistance level. And above that, we do have this level here as well, which is 45.50-ish level, which is also our pivot point. So we're looking for pound to pull back first a bit. 45.70 is the first level, 145.50 is the second level, and 145.20 is the third level that we are looking for the price to pull back into before it pushes back up again. Overall, the next target for British pound will be 147.70 here area here at the top of the pin here. That will be the potential target we'll be looking at. However, the retail sales will also make a difference, so keep an eye on that as well. Aussie US dollar here, very bearish close here for the Aussie. We did manage to break through this previous support and resistance level, and now we have seen a pullback into this 72.50 area, and looks like it's moving to the downside here. So for tomorrow, based on the bearish daily close, we'd be expecting another bearish move to the downside here. And the target that we'd be watching out for would be 71.68 area as the first target, and then into 71.20-ish area here as the second target. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, we could still see a push back into 72.50. However, it does look like the price has already pulled back. But if we see another push into 72.50 and the price stays below this level, that could provide us a selling opportunity for Aussie. Looking at New Zealand daily close here, a very bearish close, and now looks like prices pushed back up into this previous support and resistance area and has since then dropped. So based on the bearish daily close here, we'd be looking for another bearish day for a New Zealand dollar. First thing though, we need to see a break below this 67.15 level, and if that happens, the next target we're looking at is 66.60 area here, right? This previous support and resistance area. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, looks like we did see a push into the pivot point here and a rejection of that. And now we are looking for a further move to the downside here. So this is the support and resistance level we are watching, 67.15. And once the price gets through that, the target is at 66.60-ish area, which is also our S2 level here. Looking at dollar CAD here, a very bullish close on dollar CAD, and based on the daily close here, we'll be looking for another move to the upside, and the target here is 131.50 area, which is this support and resistance area. So we're looking for a further bullish move in dollar CAD. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, we do see big inefficiencies in all the dollar crosses. So if the market sentiment changes, be careful with that because the inefficient moves could come back and get filled. However, at this point, we could see the price come back and do a double bottom here and then push up to the upside. Overall, though, because of the bullish close, we're looking for another move to the upside. Another thing we need to watch out for when trading dollar CAD would be the oil. And as we can see here, the daily close on oil was bearish, and we see this reversal pattern on the oil here, which would suggest another move to the downside. So if the oil comes down, we can see dollar CAD push up as well. So that's all for today. I'll see you in the trade room.